And that's what I was just getting ready to say. If you get ready to, I'm a TikTok dance. I love dancing. I just don't think
like a steel cage pen. AEW chants echo in the room. WWE's drama, the big pay-per-view. Boom. Wrestle talking, never stopping. Ring rope squeak, bodies dropping. Wrestle talking, feel the vibe. Smackdown suplex, keep it.
he thinks he's here. Okay? Everybody else is down here. CM Punk's up here. Oh, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.
Wrestler of the Year, Will Ospreay. Most Outstanding Wrestler, Will Ospreay. Tag Team of the Year, FTR. Best on the Industry.
Stuff because I was fucking blowing me out and I'd be on the floor.
Pat McAfee almost did during that segment. He even said
During
it.
that segment.
He almost tore his ACL.
That's right. So I was almost right.
He was
We got a
almost
half a point coming.
Gigi Dolan gave her a low blow and then said something on Twitter of I made your roast beef something.
Back on Instagram. So the women want their hoo-hoo called the roast beef now. Is that the deal? Come on, you gotta put.
Night, Tobu. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Wrestle Talk with David and Pops.
Okay, there we go. I thought it was probably me because I had the volume on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why you got the phone up to your ear?
I was trying to see if I could hear my audio, and I could, so it's
Okay, so you're good.
yeah.
We're good. All right.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome.
Very action-packed show we have. Just getting it shared out to everyone. Another couple seconds here. Hold on. Oh, I had to clear my throat.
That sounds good. While you're clearing your throat, I'll clear mine.
Yeah, don't do that. You should have did that with the mic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, good job. Proud of you. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about AEW Blood and Guts. We are late to this. Obviously, it's a week late.
Right? But we did kind of our last episode. We kind of hyped it up and this and that. So thus, but yesterday we if we would have talked about it yesterday, it would have been fresher or whatever. But
whatever.
But now we have a brand new AEW to talk about.
So we'll just quickly run through that. One of the best Blood and Guts to date, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
I can't pull it up. The night started off with the women's, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure I got this correct.
We did make a predictions.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
No, not at all.
I thought we did predictions.
No, we didn't do.
Oh no, we didn't.
There was only 3 matches.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
The women's Blood and Guts match: Mercedes Moné, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and the Triangle of Madness. Oh my God, Triangle of Madness defeat Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Mina Shirakawa, Willow Nightingale, and Harley Cameron. All right. Who is your MVP of this match?
The MVP of the match would have to be, God, what's her name? Not Tony Storm, but we'll get back to her later. Sky Blue.
Yeah, Sky Blue going in there immediately bleeding. Not even 5 minutes into the match, just
And I thought for sure she was
covered
going to
in
pass
blood.
out. Yes.
Got a lot
Sky
of.
Blue. Goes,
Uh, we're gonna talk about him a little after this, but um, got a little cut a little bit of slack from Ricky Steamboat for
Black.
that match.
What do you mean?
I will explain after,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
my MVP of the match was also Sky Blue. Close second was um, Willow Nightingale. Both the women just starting that match off and starting
Right.
heavy. They all made history at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But now there is something being said that did we need to go an extra half hour to have the little promo between FTR and Ricky Steamboat?
Yes. Because of the fact of the matter is, that night, Ric Flair was supposed to be there too at the same time.
Yes, and Ric
And
Flair. I
was
think
sick
what
or
was supposed
something.
to happen, it was supposed to be Ric Flair and Steamboat. They were supposed to have like a face off with FTR or whatever. Ric Flair
Right.
has a torn rotator cuff, and
Right.
I guess he went out before the show came on and then just left directly after. No harm, no foul. I don't really care if he was there or not. I
Right,
understand
but
it
I
was their
mean,
like hometown and stuff.
but it would have been nice, and they had one of the greatest matches of all time in that building, and this and that, then stuff, and then the whole FTR thing would have made more sense if Rick was there, and this and that. So I think that yes, it probably went a little long, but you know,
Yeah. So, but again, it was a whatever like throwaway promo, I guess. But then we had Adam Page versus Powerhouse
top guys
Hobbs
out.
in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That match was great.
It was.
I understand it was kind of like a filler match. They didn't want just two matches, but it was great. I loved every second of that match. Some of those, some of the spots taken in that match were just fucking insane. The back body drop off the announce table, or Hobbs just went off his ass. I thought he broke his tailbone. Like, honestly.
Right. Did he get? Well, according to Hangman Page yesterday, he did injure him.
Well,
He got some sort of injury out of it.
kayfabe, I'm pretty sure.
I know,
But who knows? That match again, great. Then we move on to the men's blood and guts match. Darby Allin, Roderick Strong, the Conglomeration, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe defeat the Death Riders. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia. MVP of that match is my wrestler of the week, Kyle O'Reilly. Tapping
and
out John Moxley.
Right. And in a close second, Darby for fucking going through the burning
Darby,
table.
yes, for taking the extreme to the extreme, pretty much.
Right. That big ass bump. But like you said, Kyle, I came out of that with like I went in going into it. Who was my wrestler of the week was Kyle O'Reilly last week because I he just winning that match to get them the advantage and this and that. I mean, I love Kyle. Kyle's awesome, and
Kyle O'Reilly is finally getting the
talk
push
more
he
about him
deserves.
later because yeah, he deserves that push in AEW and
Former Ring of Honor
this,
guy.
right.
Ring of Honor tag
Yeah,
champion. Pretty sure he was a world champion at some point.
I
Um,
believe. So.
but yeah, if we're gonna get into, well, I already kind of said it. The superstar of the week for me was Kyle O'Reilly. So I'll just say the match of the week for me was the women's blood and guts, making history, of course, and just,
Am I supposed to give mine now?
well, if you want to, I don't care when you do it. I was just giving mine because we already talked about it.
Right, right, right. Well, again, mine was the woman blood and guts.
That's why I
That
figured
was
we'd
my
both
match
say it
of the week.
now. So
Right, that was my match of the week, and my wrestler of the week is a Wrestle Talk first for me. It's a woman, and it was Tony Storm because of Tony Storm, the way she went into it. I didn't buy this whole. Remember, I used to, I don't like
Pops
this black and
hated
white.
the Tony Storm,
Right,
timeless Tony Storm gimmick.
timeless, Tony Storm thing. I hated it, but now it has grown so much on me because she's so good at it. She's so good on the microphone. She is one of the top women in professional wrestling today. I don't care what you say or what you can do. She gets you into it, and that ending of that match where she's, they're holding her and she's screaming and she quit and this and that, it was just awesome because it made you feel like, oh, no, she was really there and tortured.
I have to use the bathroom.
All righty.
You want to do a story time?
Well, in prop to story time with Wrestling Pops, I got nothing prepared, but just I'm trying to think of something that we can I can talk about this and that, but I can let's talk about the women wrestling now and women wrestling back in my day. You see, they were just back in the day. You never had, you never had women headlining anything or doing anything like that. Maybe Wender Richter, they were always like little comedy acts or something. They were brought in, and this and that. And if you had, I mean, in the WWE, because a lot of it, the Japan stuff and this and that, they've always featured the women. But nowadays, I mean, some of your main events and this and that are the women. The women are, I mean, props to all the women that we have out there today uh, in the field. And I mean, it started back with, I was a big Amy Dumas fan, Lita, and this and that. And it started with them and Trish Stratus and this and that. And then it escalated. And I'll have to put Stephanie McMahon in there because Stephanie McMahon, uh, you know, she made this revolution, and then they had the first women's pay per view, and this and that. I mean, which would they things that they were doing on the indies already. She kind of brought to the mainstream, and then when AEW started, Tony just escalated it with this and that, and would they got a new tag team champions coming, and the WWE already had tag team champions, and stuff like that. But the women wrestling nowadays are just I think heads and steps above what we had when I was a younger man. Like I said, it was just like a filler thing type of deal, and you very rarely were they on major cards and stuff like that. and they did a lot of house shows and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there were some great women all throughout the history of professional wrestling, but just there are more showcased nowadays, and I think that that's awesome. So, excuse me, but here, let me have a drink. So that's my story time with Pops.
Like you said, that was story time with Wrestling Pops. Impromptu.
So,
Had to run to the
and
bathroom.
I figured
Now we're gonna talk about SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Uh,
Well, they just
every week, it's pretty much the same shit. But this week we had the Last Time Is Now tournament, round one. Jay Uso defeats The Miz. Hello,
yeah.
Lion Studios. Uh,
To be
yeah,
honest,
The Miz should have won. That's. I have a feeling we're getting the rematch of Jay Uso versus Gunther.
I think that's
And I don't want to see that. But I don't know. Match was like a 3 out of 10. It was.
and hey, wait, Lion Studios.
What pisses me off, and it's the fact of Jay Uso is doing this to himself. Do not let anyone tell you different. Jay Uso wants to be more than an entrance, but every single week it's the run it back. No,
We're back. I, just before we start on how bad SmackDown was, I think it was a lot better than ones that we've had.
yeah,
This was probably one of the better SmackDowns
and
of the.
it's been some of the better SmackDowns. Well, it is better than like couple weeks, whatever you want to say. But that's because of the people they had returning and coming
Right.
out and doing shit like that.
Right.
Stupid. 6-7
The ending,
fucking.
the ending really was probably the best ending on SmackDown of the year. I believe if it's the SmackDown I'm thinking
I
of.
don't remember the ending at all. So, Ilya Dragunov defeated Axiom to retain the championship. Again, one of the best matches on the card. Ilya Dragunov puts on good matches every week. Axiom, great competitor,
Right.
which was good. I had high hopes for it. I often have high hopes for any Ilya Dragunov match because I know it's going to be good. Yeah, that was on Monday Night Raw, buddy. That's like
Yeah.
four things from now.
Yeah, we'll be discussing that.
LA Knight defeated a returning Zack Ryder. A lot of people are pissed because he came out as Zack Ryder and not Matt Cardona. Again, I could give
But
a
he
shit.
explained it. He explained it.
He did say that he's always ready. Whatever, no matter if it's that Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder, he will always be ready for the WWE.
Ready.
And then I always think of this. I gotta pull this up because this is I know copyright or whatever.
Shout out. I know you're gonna be like,
Oh, shit. This is the funniest thing.
Matt Cardona has held the spot, but what concerns me
loves being on the indies so much, he's sure. The only thing I'll say is,
I didn't know that.
For a
You
guy
hear him.
who loves being on the indies so much, he sure talks about how much
You
he
can
wants to
hear
be
him?
back in
'Cause I
WWE
can't.
a lot.
Yes,
That's all. Can't call yourself king of the indies and you're going out there telling people, I don't know why WWE hasn't signed me. I don't get it. If I was them, I definitely would have signed me.
He was basically saying what I keep saying. For someone who is the king of the indies, he really wants to go back to WWE. For
Does.
someone who is the king of the indies, he's always, oh, I don't know why WWE hasn't called me yet. I got my boots ready. Like, I understand. It's all a rib, whatever. But good for him. Good for that comeback. He's not signed with the company. Unfortunately, I don't think.
No.
Which sucks.
I don't even know if he signed with TNA.
I'm pretty sure he's just a free agent, just floating around everywhere. Yeah, they had a merch deal just like they have a merch deal with fucking Cam Scatabo. But I digress. We will get to that. Jade Cargill squashes BFAB in like a 45-second match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dolph
we'll
Ziggler.
get there, pal. I got an itinerary here. That's lady.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to rush us. Yeah. So.
And then the main event
Oh,
ended with Cody Rhodes
my ending.
defeating Bronson Reed via DQ to retain the title.
And I totally take back everything I said about SmackDown because mine is a Raw ending.
Yeah. Good job.
Raw ending. So.
But yeah, SmackDown was ass per usual.
It pretty much was, yeah.
I don't expect much. And that's the thing is you have to go into these events not expecting much, so you can't get underwhelmed if you don't.
Hey,
Have
you got to go do that. Yeah. Have fun with that. I remember those.
Have fun at your parent-teacher conference.
They usually ended up bad for me, but that's okay. Love you, David.
Dude, you would think that like this event happened like 3 weeks ago. The way I just had to scroll back. But next week we'll have an actual graphic for this part. It won't be just me reading down a match card and stuff. We'll have notes on everything. But I would like to talk about we're going to do an indie spotlight starting next week. This week's indie spotlight is Novemberana, Cranston, Rhode Island, November 14th. It was last Friday.
Yeah.
This match card was fucking stacked. Let me get down this match card. And then.
Right.
I don't know this lady's name. So. I'm not going to read that match. Because I don't want to butcher a name. I'll just call her La. But it was the Righteous versus Big Business, Alley Catch versus La, Ichiban versus Alex Reynolds, Kylie Alexa versus Lady Lee, the Wrestling Open Championship match, Bobby Orlando versus Donovan Dijak, Dan Barry versus Pedro Donez, BRG, Ox Adams, and Ben Bishop versus Ricky Shane Page, Eddie Kingston, and Ortiz. A no disqualification match. The Savage Gnomes, Bear Bronson and Gabby Forza versus Cruel and Shotzi Blackheart. And then the IWTV World Championship match. Ryan Clancy versus TJ Crawford.
Now, the Savage Gnomes and what is indie fucking tag team match of the year. I'm sorry, that I have seen.
I guess.
That was fucking insane. That was so insane. I enjoyed it.
So is that your match of the indies? We can do an indie match of the week if you want.
That would be yeah. Indie match of the week
would have to be either Bobby Orlando versus Dijak.
Because you said
that. Or BRG, Ox Adams, and Ben Bishop versus Ricky Shane Page, Eddie Kingston, and Ortiz. Both of those matches were so good. So good.
Right.
But Novemberana is the second Kanrana that they're doing, I guess, now. They usually do American Rana. That is Beyond Wrestling. You can find all this on IWTV, Independent Wrestling.tv. $10 a month, and you get endless amounts of
And,
independent
the link
wrestling.
will. I can add that link to
We will link it in the YouTube
the YouTube
description.
channel.
But next week we'll have a whole graphic and everything, and I just wanted to throw it in there this week.
Right.
Because it did happen. This same.
And we can do the independent, like you were saying, independent. If you want to do independent match of the week, but it's kind of unfair for like the match of the week, because if we're watching just one product, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I got some indie people.
I cannot find it. Never mind. I can't. Also from November 14th, we're just going to quickly run down the results of this card. I did not really watch it, but the one thing I did watch, we will talk about. I also sent it to Pops. Yeah, take your heads off. It's okay. Jake Something defeated Mance Warner and the Hometown Man in a three-way match. Kalani Jordan defended her TNA Knockouts Women's Championship. Defeated M by Elegance. AJ Francis defeated BDE in a no disqualification match. Indy Hartwell defeated Danny Luna. The Knockouts World Tag Team Championship three-way, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay defeated Li Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside and Victoria Crawford and Mila Moore to retain their championships. Order 4 defeated the Hardys and Cedric Alexander. The Rascals, with a returning Desmond Alexander, defeated the System. After that match, or it's either after the match or after the show, JDC, formerly known as Fandango, announced that he will be retiring at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Very sad to see. But again, he's
Because
going out on
he
his
got
own
married.
terms.
Yeah. And the way he put it, he got married, and you know, his new wife kind of wants him to,
His wife doesn't want him to break his neck.
and wants him to, you know,
Another
she wants
match.
to spend some time with him, and she don't want to have him being in the hospital and this and that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's understandable. Another match that was shared. They shared a nice moment after, which is more than like, if I went back and watched it, it'd probably be my match of the week. The TNA X Division champion Leon Slater defeated Rich Swann to retain his championship. After the match, they did a nice memorial for Leon's grandmother who had passed away, and the whole TNA crowd chanted Valerie. That was her name, and it was just it was a good moment. Wrestling does not need to do this shit. Wrestling did not need to give him anything like
Right.
that, but that shows the kind of people that are running TNA, and you know,
Right.
had to be there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that say that, you know, they put TNA is, to me, is currently, I feel like some people feel, is a glorified indie. You get that indie feel, they say, with TNA. Not their stuff that they do with, you know, the WWE and stuff like that.
Yeah, the shit they do with WWE and NXT, that's not the glorified house show or the glorified indie. That's dog shit.
I'm talking their regular, you know.
But their regular shows are more of like a house, like you said, more of a house show, more of an indie vibe, which is amazing. I'd love to see it. They ended the night off Mike Santana and Steve Macklin defeating Frankie Kazarian and Nick Namath. And then the NXT It was an invasion again. We're still running the storyline. I don't know why.
Right.
But then we go on to an actually surprising good Raw for once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
The night starts off with John Cena coming out, thanking Madison Square Garden. He did not throw his towel out into the crowd. He dropped it on the floor so the arena could have it, signifying the end of an era, the last Monday Night Raw of John Cena's professional career. Amazing. Did I like the match? At first, nope. But Dominic Mysterio comes out, interrupts John Cena talking. John Cena says, I'll give you the match right now. Let's go. And they said, nope. We're going to do it at Survivor Series. Cool. Then Finn Balor and JD McDonough come out and they attack John Cena, leading to Rey Mysterio and Sheamus coming to John Cena's aid, eventually turning into a 6-man tag. Honestly, at the beginning, I was like, this sucks. Like, why are we wasting a John Cena match on a 6-man tag? But then I thought about it. It's more of a house show vibe. You know what I'm saying? You got, this is a match you'd play on WWE. This is like this is a house show match you would see. They're fucking doing the 10 beats of the Byron, all three of them. Then you got Rey Mysterio climbing on top of John Cena when they're leaving. I think that was the last time we're going to see John Cena and Rey Mysterio interact. Obviously, because there's only 2 dates left. And I told Pops the other
Races have
day.
something to do with Survivor Series.
And I told Pops that with this interaction, I don't see Sheamus winning the tournament. I think that was the last John Cena and Sheamus
See,
interaction.
and I will interject because I told you, like I said, the best is maybe we could see something. I don't know. I still want to give Sheamus a shot, but
I do. I want to see Sheamus win the whole damn thing.
But eventually,
I want to
all
see
the
John
reports,
versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title.
right? Because
2 Grand Slams in the matter of 2 months or whatever, a month.
Right. Because that would give Sheamus his Grand Slam.
Then
And
we
it's
had the last
that's
time.
the way I'd love to see it all tied up, you know.
Yeah. It would be nice, but we don't book good wrestling. Neither does Triple H. The last time is now tournament, round 1. Solo Sikoa defeats Dolph Ziggler.
A returning Dolph
Ziggler. Props to him for giving Solo Sikoa a good match. Because, I don't know. Man sells so good. He should have honestly never been let go.
But
would I like to see him back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Give him a last run. Like,
Yeah, let him get a last run in there.
But
give everyone a last
it won't.
They won't.
They won't. I know.
If he did come back, he'd be the guy to still put everyone over. That's all he ever was.
Right.
And that's
the modern day
they looked at him.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Sure.
Well, the Brooklyn Brawler lost a lot. I don't think he ever won a match. But
you know who didn't lose? Maxine Dupree defeating Becky Lynch to win the title with the help of AJ Lee. Oh my God, she's finally back.
Yeah, it was a shock, a surprise, this and that, and like you said in the beginning, the returns and stuff before when we were talking about the returns is what made this show. So hey,
Yeah, it made it good.
but
To be honest with you, I forgot Becky Lynch was a champion because she wasn't used. Well, she
you're
was
right.
used, but it was
It was more in a
every week. It was the same fucking thing.
exactly,
I didn't
and it
think she
had
was
more
going to
to do
lose
with
it to Maxine. I thought she was going to lose it to AJ Lee, but I think now they're going to swerve to putting AJ Lee in the Survivor Series War Games match.
yeah, maybe.
Which we can talk
Uh,
about more next week because next week is our predictions.
right,
Um,
right, uh,
and then the last match of the night, Gunther defeats Javon Evans.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. John Cena pulls out this big promo a couple weeks ago about how it's going to be his retirement tour is going to be filled with NXT talent and all this and all that. And then the one NXT talent they have loses.
right. But I think they're doing something on NXT, aren't they? For another.
No, it's just for a gold rush. He's just announcing the Iron
Oh,
Survivor. That's it. The Iron Survivor match that happens every year, which is
okay.
cool. But like, I really don't want
Uh,
Gunther to win. I don't want Gunther to win this whole entire tournament.
I mean, I like the general entrance and this and that, and like but like we were
He did get
discussing
his
off
new.
air or whatever. Uh, I don't.
He got his old entrance music back, so that was cool. But I don't.
And I've been hearing for months now that he was going to be John Cena's last opponent, and he's gonna, as long, as long as okay, if they're gonna do that, and Gunther wins it all, and they're gonna do that, they better not let his fucking last match be a squash like the fucking first time that fucking just Cena took him out.
And I seen another thing. If John Cena is not going to be in the War Games match, what was the sense of having Brock Lesnar squash him? If
Right,
there's going to be no payback at all, that last match is always going to be a shit stain on the fucking record books.
right.
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns return at the end in the face-off for War Games. I could have called it. I did call it. I texted Pops immediately and said,
Right.
"Who comes out first, Roman or Lesnar?" And as I sent it, Lesnar came
Came out.
out.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I was like liking it,
I
and then
did
I
like
liked
it.
how they started running the little like the little credit things and this and that. And then Roman comes out, and we still get an extra 10 minutes of
You think
Roman
Roman's
and
got a fucked up arm, or
Becky.
you think it's a new tattoo?
I didn't notice.
He had a
Why
sleeve
did
on.
he have a sleeve on? I think it's maybe a touch up of the tattoo. I don't know. I don't think he has an
I
injury.
don't pay attention to that shit. So many people are like, "Oh my god, my baby's got a sleeve." I hate the internet wrestling community. It's very weird.
Yeah, they're just like New York Giant fans.
Oh yeah, quick touch on the New York Giants thing. Cam Scatabo was in the crowd with the New York Giants. He stood up towards uh, Judgment Day. Obviously, this is all planned. This was not.
Right.
This wasn't a shoot. He didn't get up and start fighting because he's a fucking deranged lunatic. No, it was obviously a planned spot.
Well, he is a deranged lunatic, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
well, of course. Um, but it was nice. You know, I love, as much as I say I hate wrestling and the wrestling community and all that shit, it was cool to see.
For me, it was, he was like backing up his boy. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't
It was
backing
kind
up
of like,
anyone.
okay, that guy that was talking, I
If you don't
forget
know who it
his
is,
name.
Andrew Schultz. He was talking shit to JD McDonough and Dom. He wasn't backing up no boy. He literally
Right.
said, Dom said, "Do you have any brain cells like
Right.
Cam over here? Do you know how to count or something like that?"
Right.
But Cam Scatterboot goes around and says, this is a tweet straight from him. It says, "A, honestly, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while dealing with a tough time, then go ahead and casually move on. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life, so I'm going to do things outside of the box, trying to find stuff to keep me happy. Enjoy the rest of y'all's weeks, and just don't talk about me if you ain't got nothing nice to say." With a salute emoji. I'm not a Giants fan. Scatterboo is a great guy. He's
Yeah, we'll get. I dive a little more into that in my fuck you of the
and my
week.
fuck you out of the way. All right, yeah. So we'll go on to NXT. The AAA World Mixed Tag Team Championships. Chelsea Green and Ethan Page defeat Joe Hendry and Thea Hale to retain their championships. Blake Monroe defeats Sol Ruka in the NXT North American Championship match via TKO because Zarya threw the towel in for Sol Ruka. They're pushing this Sol Ruka or Zarya, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, Solaria or Zaruka. They're pushing it to break up, and I don't like that. But good match. The NXT Tag Team Championships were on the line. Dark State defeated the young OGs, Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And then the main event that no one wanted to see, JC Jane defeats Tatum Paxley. The culling turning on Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Oh, big sneeze. But the culling turning on Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, you're a stupid bitch. I don't like you.
Right. Yeah. That was the heartbreak of the week. We could say because
Shortest reign. Like
and she was
24
well
days.
deserving of it. Yeah. She was what? And she was a fighting champion. She wanted to give everybody a chance. She wanted to bring wheels out and this and that, and they didn't like that over there. Storyline wise. Of course, you don't want to give up your opportunity. If you have goals, you don't want to give it up. But
Yeah.
it was a good match.
We had a great Dynamite in Collision last night. Run down this card super fast so we can get in our predictions for the weekend. Winner gets the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal, or the Casino Gauntlet at Full Gear. Bobby Lashley defeats Ricochet. Ricochet had a very long promo to start this match off.
Yes.
Being in Boston,
And
talking about
right.
how the Patriots suck.
Right. Exactly. He just, I didn't listen to some of it because it was just like, okay.
You
Why are you doing it? Well, why was he doing it? There was no reason to be cutting a promo. At the beginning of the match, go in there, you're going to get your ass kicked. And
Well, he did say the
take
only
your ass.
good thing that came out of Boston was his beautiful wife. I thought that was kind of funny. And then he looked in the camera and was like, "Hey, baby, what's up?" His wife is Samantha Irving.
All right. Yes. Okay.
But trios match, Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks defeat Skyflight.
Well, who won?
Scorpio-
You didn't say who won.
Bobby Lashley defeats Ricochet, is what I said.
Okay. I thought I didn't hear that back yet. Okay.
So the trios
That-
match, Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks defeat Skyflight. Dante Martin and Scorpio Sky looked like they were brothers. Like the chemistry that they have together. Darius, not so much. I don't know what's going on there, but great. I love Skyflight. But
Right.
Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks, I think that Young Bucks' turn is coming to where they're going to go back to faces because they don't want to join the Don Callis family. Getting threatened by Don Callis. Kenny Omega comes out, makes the save to just fight the Don Callis family, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the Jurassic Express came out. Luchasaurus came out with a vacuum cleaner. I don't know. Then we had the winner of the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet at Full Gear will be Shelton
The
Benjamin
Hurt Business. Shelton
defeating
Benjamin.
Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey got his head fucking kicked off. I talked about Dolph Ziggler selling.
Oh, Mike Selski.
Mike Bailey is selling his top tier. So,
Right.
The Death Riders, Moxley.
Well, hey,
and-
hold on. Don't you want to talk about the what do they say? The elephant in the room. Both Hurt businesses are starting.
there's
both
not
members of the
multiple Hurt business. There's one Hurt business. And yes, we'll talk about that when we get to predictions. Even though we're not predicting it, we're still going to talk
Right.
about it.
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
The Death Riders, John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli defeat Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. I think Orange Cassidy actually got knocked out on that uppercut from Claudio. The Timeless Love Bombs, Tony Storm and Mina defeat Alex Windsor and Riho. And then Adam Page defeats Katsuyori Shibata. That was Dynamite. Now we go on to Collision. That was the 3rd hour of the night.
Right.
We had Megan Bain and Marina Shafir defeating Ty J to advance in the tournament. Then we had
I said that made me mad. I wanted to, you know me. I like Tai Chi.
Yeah, well,
Just
Megan
their entrance
Bain
alone.
and Marina Shafir are. I'm sorry, but
Probably
they're
going to
the
be
more
the winners.
kayfabe, more dominant team. More than likely going to win, but we'll talk about that when it's time. If Dorada wins, he gets a shot at the unified titles. I don't know why it says titles. It's supposed to say title. If Okada wins, he gets a shot at CMLL World Trios Championships for the Don Callis family. Double Jeopardy match. Kazuchika Okada defeats Dorada. We all knew it was going to happen.
And then Don Callis comes out and says that they're going to be doing it on the parking lot brawl thing or whatever.
Yeah, on the
And-
tailgate brawl, they're going to be doing it.
And he names the two guys that aren't doing very well together. And
Takeshita, Okada, and
Yeah.
somebody else. I forget.
the guy that was in the match.
That's Okada.
Yeah.
Okada,
Those
Takeshita,
two
and somebody
guys,
else.
and
Guess what?
the
We're
guy
gonna-
that was outside with him.
We're going to predict that. So that's when we'll find that out.
All right.
Mercedes Moné, the interim World Television Championship champion for ROH, defeats Red Velvet to win the title in unified championships. A lot of people are saying 14 belt Monet is coming.
I don't know about that. That would mean she'd have to beat. Well, we'll get into that later. Because she does have her 13th title.
I have this real quick on the on the itinerary. Roman Reigns and CM Punk are Zebros in Zootopia 2
Gross.
coming eventually. I don't know when the movie's coming out, but they're cops in the Zootopia movie.
Nice. Zootopia 2.
Yes.
Yes. So
All right. Going from now
I
we're going to
didn't
talk.
too much look at that. I said I didn't do much of a look into that. Sorry.
That's
Zootopia 2. If I was at the movie theater, I probably would have dove a little bit more into it. Wicked, the final Wicked's coming.
no,
Anyways,
dumb. That has nothing to do with wrestling.
I know. Just
So
say
we're
it.
gonna do two sets of predictions here
All right.
for the Saturday tailgate brawl and then Full Gear. Match number 1.
Are we
Eddie
doing
King-
numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to tell me how many matches are on the card.
Can I get there?
Go ahead. You were just getting ready to say match 1.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of. One,
Okay,
two,
go ahead.
3, 4. 4 matches. Match number 1.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston and Hook versus the Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry and JD Drake.
I'm going first.
Sure. If you want to go first.
Okay, I'm going Eddie Kingston and Hook for 3 points.
I'm also going Eddie Kingston and Hook. Not because Eddie Kingston and Hook aren't. They are good. The Workhorsemen, in my opinion, are.
Yeah, I have.
If I'm being honest here, they're better.
Right.
But not being signed to to AEW and shit like that, they're gonna have to take the ball. But I'm also going Eddie Kingston Hook for 2 points. Next match number 2. We have RPG Vice, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero versus Boom and Doom, QT Marshall and Big Boom AJ. I go first.
Yeah.
And this is, I'm going to be honest here, this is my lowest prediction here. I'm going RPG Vice for 1 point. I feel like they're going to give it to Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall just because it's not on the pay-per-view. It's
Right.
more of the pre-show. It's a free event, all that shit. But I'm just going RPG
And-
Vice.
You can put me down for the same exact thing for 1 point.
Are you keeping track of what you have?
No.
You've used.
I know
3
I
of
got
so
1
far.
in 3. Yeah. I have to do it when we get to the big numbers.
All right, now we got the Acclaimed versus Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the Bang Bang Gang versus the Outrunners.
Okay. So that's 3 guys. That's 3 teams.
That's
It's
4
like a
teams.
triple threat.
4.
Say it again.
The Acclaimed, Big Bill and Brian Keith, the Bang
All
Bang
right.
Gang, and the Outrunners.
Okay. Now, what do we win if we win this?
$200,000.
Uh,
You're first, pal.
Okay, I know what I'm thinking in my head. I'm gonna go Blade Runners.
So they're not in a match anywhere. You mean the Outrunners?
The Outrunners, yeah. Well, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. The
For
Outrunners.
how many points?
Let's see. I used 1 and 3 so far. 2 points.
I'm going the Acclaimed for 4 points. I could see them pulling it off just because they don't like each other.
Yeah, in wrestling, all through the history of time, is always like to put two guys that don't like each other. They kind of. You are right. That's what I was gonna go for, but I decided not to. I want to go with that young and upcoming team and this and that.
And for your last, you will be 4 points. And I
Yep.
will be 3 points. The CMLL Trios Championships. The L Sky team, Mystico, Neon, and Dorada versus Okada, Takeshita, and Henshisero.
Yeah. I go first.
Don Callis family or the Sky team?
All right. I'm going with the Don Callis family for my 4 points.
I'm going L Sky team.
Right.
Don Callis family does not need more fucking titles.
I understand. All right.
So the first one, we got
Why
match
are you
number 1.
echoing? Oh, all of a sudden we're echoing for a second there.
Don't know. Match number 1, Kingston and Hook. I went 2, you went 3. RPG Vice versus Boom and Doom. We both went RPG Vice for 1. Acclaim versus Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners versus the Bang Bang Gang. I went the Acclaim for 4. You went the Outrunners for 2. The CMLL Trios Championships. I went L Sky team for 3. You went Don Callis family for 4.
There you go. Sounds good.
Now
I'm getting ready. I got a piece of paper out and I'm ready for the big one.
I gotta give me 1 second to type this all out.
And then you also got to give me a number.
Eight.
8.
So
Okay.
this match, I'm gonna put the stipulation in there. Winners choose a stipulation for their semifinal match in the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament.
Okay.
We have the Timeless Love Bombs
Mhm.
versus the Sisters of Sin versus the Babes of Wrath and versus Megan Bain and Marina Shafir. I don't remember who went first last time.
Well, I'll go first. I'm gonna go Megan Bain and what's it, Shafir for 5 points.
I'm going to go with the Sisters of Sin for 3 points.
Sounds good. I started off with a biggie, but I think that they're like we were talking earlier. I think in the long run they're going to be. So they picked the stipulation, and I really do think that they're going to be the first ever.
These are not in order at all. I forgot to specify that. It's just the way they are on the website. Next up, we have Darby Allin versus Pac. And I hate to root against him. I'm going Pac for 2.
All right. And I am going to go Darby for 3.
Darby for 3. My reasoning behind it is Darby's hurt more than Pac is. And I have a feeling
Isn't this a no disqualification or something?
This match is, though. Match number 3, Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay, that's the one.
This is the no holds barred.
Okay. You go first, right? Or
Kyle O'Reilly
just
for 4.
All right.
He's got Jon Moxley's number. And I think this is the night at the end of the show, or before the end of the show, we will see the Death Riders turn on Jon Moxley.
All right. I'm looking at my numbers here and stuff like that. So, would you go? You went Kyle for 4, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Kyle for 6. Just because, like you just said, he's got his number. It's no whole, and Kyle is just like on this fucking tear right currently, and yeah. And like you just said, I have a feeling that they're gonna turn on Mox, and Mox is gonna go away for a little bit, then he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back as a face.
I don't know about all that, but
or comes back and with the ultimate being or whatever back in the day.
sure, whatever you're talking about. Next up, we got, I like to call them Omega Express versus Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks, a $1 million prize pool.
I go first, and I'm going Omega Express for 4.
Wait, what was my last one? My last one was 4. I'm also going Omega Express for 6.
There you go. Back to back, eh? Got a flip flop in there.
Match number 5, the AEW TNT Championship, no disqualification match. If Briscoe loses, he is forced to join the Don Callis family.
Yeah. I thought you go first, don't you?
I gotta still write it out. But yeah. I am going against Fletcher. It's Mark Briscoe's time. I just don't want to see. Again, so you got like the comedy personality in Mark Briscoe. You put him with a bunch of assholes.
All right. They're going to do. Okay, go ahead.
It
You
could be
finish
great,
with- Yeah.
but I don't want to see that. I want to see Mark hold up that championship.
Right.
I'm going Mark Briscoe for 5. And I think that's also why they haven't changed the title. They haven't made it pink like everyone wants. I think they give it to Briscoe and they let him make it a camo title. Like they did with the ROH title.
Well, it might not be popular and it might not be for that many points, but I'm going Fletcher for 2. Just because I lived through a you lose the match, you got to become my servant type of deal thing with the Von Erichs, and I forget his name. But they did some of the best little skit, I call them a skit things, and it's not
It's only because you don't know how to say the word vignette.
Vignettes. There you go. But I can see them forcing Mark to do stupid shit and this and that, and then him eventually saying "fuck you, I don't care." They didn't give a time limit or anything like that. Just going screw up, and I'm gonna beat the fucking snot out of everybody,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna beat down Briscoe. And, yeah, but
Wrap it up.
Fletcher for 2.
Thank you.
Fletcher for 2.
I heard you the first time you said it. I already wrote it down.
right.
AEW World Tag Team Championships, Brodito versus FTR. You're first.
Rodito to retain for 7.
Jesus. I'm going FTR. FTR for 1, just because. Just get it out of the way.
It in there somewhere, and you only got 2 numbers left. I get you.
But, I wouldn't be mad if either person won at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm not mad whoever wins. Brodito's been doing great. FTR is always good.
Gotcha.
Next up, we have the AEW Women's World Championship. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné.
And I'm first, right?
Nope, it's me that's first.
Okay.
I'm going Statlander. What do I have left? 7 and 8. Statlander for 7.
All right. And I am going to go Monet for 1.
I don't think it's Monet's time, but it is good. It'll be a hell of a match.
I don't
always.
want her to win, but I'm not going to give it 8 points. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying.
So, again, both of our final matches are 4-8.
Right. The final match is for 8. So I'm going to decide on who you go with.
You're first.
Oh, I'm first. And that would be, it's Hangman Page versus...
The match is the AEW Men's World Championship Steel Cage match. Hangman versus Samoa Joe.
First, and this is a biggie. I kind of want to say Hangman, but then I want to say Joe, and then this and that. Joe's never had the title.
Joe has had the title.
Joe had the
Yep.
AEW World Championship.
Lost it to MJF.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Watch
All
the
right.
product, pal.
Who's MJF? I never heard of that guy.
Can you hurry up? I have to use the bathroom.
I'm contemplating. All right. Hangman Page, 38.
Thank you. I also went Hangman Adam Page
For your 8.
4-8. So
Yeah.
to go back down our card. Match number 1 is a 4-way match. Winner picks a stipulation. Timeless Tony Storm and Marina. No, fuck. Hold on. Let me restart that. 4-way matchup. Winner chooses stipulation. Timeless Tony Storm, the Love Bombs. The Timeless Love Bombs versus Sisters of Sin versus Babes of Wrath versus Megan and Marina. I went Sisters of Sin for 3. You went Megan and Marina for 5. Match number 2, Darby versus Pac. I went Pac for 2. You went Darby for 3. John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. We both went Kyle O'Reilly. I went 4. You went 6. Omega Express versus Josh Alexander and the Bucks for $1 million. We both went Omega Express. I went 6. You went 4. The AEW TNT Championship no disqualification match. If Briscoe loses, he is forced to join the Don Callis family. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I went Mark Briscoe for 5. You went Kyle Fletcher for 2. AEW World Tag Team Championships. Bro Dito defending their championships against FTR. I went FTR for 1. You went Bro Dito for 7. The AEW Women's World Championship match. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. I went Statlander for 7. You went Moné for 1. And then the AEW World Championship Steel Cage match. Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. We both went Hangman Adam Page for 8.
Yeah.
Shit, fuck you and shout outs of the week.
Okay, hold on. Give me a sec.
I'll do mine.
I will do.
My
Yeah, go ahead.
fuck you of the week is to WWE 2K25. Do not give me the season pass for WWE, letting me buy the biggest expansion, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of the game, and then not allowing me to have the farewell tour for John Cena, making me pay an extra $15 for a DLC that could have just been added in with the season pass. Stupid. Then my shout outs of the week. Shout out to one half of the greatest tag team ever recently having a birthday. Dustin Waller. Shout out to Flash. He recently just had a birthday. Shout out number 2 is to Tony Khan. Tony Khan and his he recently had an interview with Ariel Helwani, or however you say his name. Great listen. If you want to go ahead and listen to that, we'll link it down in the description, I guess. And my last shout out is the heavy one. Is a shout out to Rebel, who is an AEW wrestler, former wrestler now. She has been diagnosed with cancer. She has cancer in her lungs. So,
Fuck you, cancer.
yeah,
Sorry.
shout out to her. And I hope you are. We wish her well on her, hopefully, a speedy recovery, and they figure out different shit. I don't know.
Right. Hopefully, we'll hear good news and she'll ring the bell.
Hopefully.
like to.
Yes.
All right. So it's time for me.
Oh, and my third shout out to I feel like I say it every week, but shout out to Stash Club Wrestling, John Moonsault, Jimmy from the Q. Cool as hell to see them front row the other day. They were in Boston. Look at this guy. They were in Boston. They got uh, tickets for from AEW. So, childhood dream for them to be front row at a wrestling show, just like it is for everyone.
Right.
That was good. All right, go ahead.
All right. All right. So we're going to start off with my fuck you of the week to the New York Giants fans going off on Scatterboo. Monday Night Raw segment. He was in with Judgment Day. He said it himself. He ain't currently playing, and you can't really blame him for trying to take his mind off disappointing season. You can't do anything about. He's sidelined, like you were talking about earlier. Really, just congrats to him for showing his team spirit by defending with his teammates. All right. My first shout out of the week is going to Mercedes Moné, who won her 13th championship. Still dominating after all this time. Kind of sick of the ultimate being Monet or whatever. But still, you have to give it up for the Massachusetts born lady. A big shout out in showing the wrestling world, the WWE, that the WWE did kind of drop the ball when it came to her. My second shout out of this week is to Fancy Ryan Clancy for retaining the IWTV Independent Wrestling World Championship in a four-way match. Congrats, Ryan, who since winning the title has been on a tear, and I love seeing a local East Coaster who I've watched grow up and doing well. All right, and then my third and final shout out is going out to Amazing Red for beating Nick Nemeth with 2 frog splashes. House of Glorious Hog Super Clash event on November 15th. Amazing Red, at the age of 33, has spent more time wrestling than some of his fans have been alive. You know what I'm saying? I remember back when a young Red in the old TNA days, and he said, this kid is good. Now a man, he's still proving you don't have to be on TV twice a week to be considered one of the best in wrestling. So Amazing Red, you're pretty awesome. And I should start off the next 2 segments, the Wrestler of the Week and Match of the Week. So I'm going to do that right now.
I'm running to the bathroom.
Okay, you run to the bathroom, and I'll make these quick or short or long. You know what I'm saying. All right. First, I think we already did these. Yes, we already did these. But I'm just gonna give it a little quick shout out for my wrestler of the week was Tony Storm. I had to say it before, but pure entertainment. Like I was saying before, and we already did this, and yeah. So I'm kind of screwing up, but now I'm trying to waste some time while Dave goes pee. So the women's blood was my match of the week, and like David had said earlier, we're gonna have that new segment with the for the indies starting next week, and this and that, and yeah. So we'll be working on that, and yeah. So I totally had this at the end, but we already did this. So how's everybody doing? How you been? Looking forward to there's a big football game tonight. I know this has nothing to do with wrestling, but yeah. How about that Amazing Red though? Yeah, but I remember when he was a kid. He was just a young kid and stuff like that. And he was a young boy. It was back in the day when you used to have to pay for TNA. TNA was a weekly, like a pay-per-view. And I remember seeing Amazing Red and going, this kid's fucking awesome. And here he's only 33. I mean, it's like, what? He's been in the wrestling business for like 20 years. Amazing Red. I'm talking Amazing Red. Because I forgot we did Wrestler of the Week and match of the week earlier.
All right, so we are rating out.
All right.
We're gonna raid Royce. He's playing some GTA 5.
All right. You gotta you can put the things up, and I'll grab them. And
So use those hashtags. We'll be back eventually.
there you go.
Probably next
Eventually.
Wednesday. We'll be back next Wednesday. No RTPW stream due to full gear. So we're getting out of here. You have
All
the
right.
hashtags?
Yep, I have the hashtags. Peace, love, monkeys, folks, and we'll be coming back soon. We're out of here.
Good night, everybody.